Thank you for spending your precious and beautiful Saturday with us today. And we'll be doing a webinar on the Masters of Design in Integrated Design. I'm Fauzi. I'll be your moderator for today. I'm also a teaching staff within the Division of Industrial Design. Joining me today are two brilliant task force or team leads for this beautiful program. We have Associate Professor Brian Stone and Assistant Professor Dr. Lee Jungjo. And also behind the scenes and not forgetting our lead administrator Nadira, and we will assist you in any ways. So along the way, if you have any questions, do fill up in the Q&A portion and we will gladly cater to all of your specific needs. Maybe as a start now, let's have an overview of this beautiful program, and with that, maybe we get Associate Professor Brian Stone to take us in.
Well, a fine afternoon, everybody. It is a beautiful day in Singapore. I hope it is just as nice wherever you are. Thank you again for joining us. We have a lot of excitement and anticipation around this newly formed Masters of Design in Integrated Design program. I appreciate you all joining so we can share with you, because you're doing the right thing. You're taking the first steps to gaining a degree of expertise that certainly will launch your career forward. If I could step back for a moment and think about the goals of your undergraduate education, your bachelor's degree studies, most programs are designed to give you a sort of broad overview of the space of design, or maybe some related field like communication or journalism or engineering. And then you are able to sort of pick and choose some particular areas that interest you the most. When you get to a point where you determine that you want to gain expertise and you want to do a deep dive into a particular area of focus, that is when you should consider pursuing your advanced degree, in this case, an MDes degree, a Master's of Design degree. So what we tried to do is put together a master's program that can only be done here in Singapore. There are lots of very good master's programs around the world. I'll always acknowledge that. All right, but what we have crafted is something we believe is quite unique. And that is, when we talk about integrated design, we talk about that in the context of design being woven into all aspects of a business process from beginning to end. And that our students will be working collaboratively with not only designers and design teams, but also all stakeholders that may be involved in a particular project. That being said, it could be computer scientists and developers, mechanical engineers, business partners, people involved in risk assessment, even potentially people operating in C-suite, executive level decision makers. Because what we are ultimately striving for is to have our students operate as design leaders, design facilitators, and design collaborators. We can talk more about the specifics of how we're going to deliver that in our curriculum, but that's just a high-level overview, and then we'll continue on, I'm sure, with some other details, and we'll answer your questions. Fauzi?
Okay, great. Maybe JT can take us in on some of the benefits of this unique program.
Hi, good afternoon. Yes, the benefits. So as Brian Stone mentioned, this program actually touches upon the emerging areas of design, saying service design, design for social innovation, interaction design, and a strategic design, design management, design for businesses, and so on and so on. And those areas are precisely the current industries and many organizations want the new talents in. So our program has been designed to produce such talents and such people to be rightly placed in those demands, those new demands in industry. So our students will be equipped with essential skills and knowledge and experiences for those emerging design areas. And this program is 1 year. the intensive course combined with a hands-on studio project with industry participation and industry collaboration, and also the seminar modules and electives that can expose our students to various different topics and opportunities, and also exciting opportunities to work with the students from other disciplines. So it's very integrated, as Brad mentioned, and multiple opportunities and multi aspects of the education learning opportunities.
Right. So Nadia, maybe if you can, you just show the program structure of our 1-year program. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Brian, maybe you can just give us a bit of a run to how will this 2-semester work?
Okay. So as Jungju mentioned, this is a 1-year, fairly intensive program that is on purpose because we want to immerse you into the topic areas very quickly and then have you migrate into your professional realm or your professional world, as quickly as possible. What is in the green boxes is one of the unique components of our program. We call it the Integrated Design Studio. That will happen over 2 semesters, and that you will be working on projects delegated by our corporate partners. So our projects will not be hypothetical. They will not be theoretical. They will be applied with real constraints. Those constraints could be time, they could be money, they could be other areas, and that you'll again be working with people at those organizations directly. So half the time will be spent in studio at the university, and the other time will be spent actually at the collaborators' studio or offices. If not in their offices, we anticipate them coming into NUS and working with you directly. So the first part is going to be centered on discovery and research. And then the second part, semester 2, will be focused on implementation. Now, that studio experience is supplemented with our theoretical and methodology courses in research, emerging topics in design. That could be investigations around generative AI or augmented reality or other sort of appropriate emerging technologies that are relevant to your project. And then into semester 2, we'll talk about design leadership and design strategy, right? And how you, in a sense, I'm not supposed to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway, is more like the space of an MBA for designers, is the kind of idea around that course. And then that gets, of course, supplemented with collaborative design, because that is a critical area of professional practice. You will always be working with other people in other disciplines. Then, to further supplement your studies, you'll be able to take advanced courses that are derived from our undergraduate portfolio. That is where we say Advanced Design Platform 1 and Platform 2. What happens there is there will be several topic areas in which you can choose from, maybe 8 to 10 different course topics. They could range from communication design, service design, social innovation, product design, material studies, whatever might be relevant to your key interest in the space of design. And you'll have an opportunity to do 2 studio requirements there. And then the last part, the unrestricted electives, is where you can take advantage of the broad scope of expertise that reside at a large university like the National University of Singapore. So you can take electives, let's say in the business school or the College of Design and Engineering, or electives in the social sciences, but anything in those areas that you might have some curiosity about or that you believe is a necessary supplement to your education.
Great. So if anyone do have any question in particular, please fill up in the Q&A and we will gladly answer them. All right, so what are some students we are looking for in this program? And maybe directing more onto the portfolio portion, which students tend to worry about. Maybe Jiangjun, you can answer this portion.
Yeah, sure, I can start. Yes, of course, for this, okay, maybe we will start from this MDES. So our unique program, we are very proud that this is going to be the very first Master of Design degree in Singapore. The Master of Design puts an emphasis on professional development. So industry relevance and relevance to industry and relevance to society is the core component of our curriculum and also pedagogy. So that's our aim. So the prospective students will also, so we will consider those elements when we look out for our prospective students. The first of all, of course, we are looking out for the students with good design knowledge and backgrounds, those who who studied their undergrad programs in design, and actually not just industrial design, but many like subfields of design, like communication design, experience design, interaction design, service design, visual communication design, and so on and so on. And but it's not that we are only looking at the design graduate. We are also open to work with the students with different backgrounds, but design-related backgrounds. As Brian mentioned earlier, the students with backgrounds in computer science, marketing, humanities, but if they have like strong passion and experiences in any trajectory that are related to design, we are open to work with those students as well. So maybe Nadira or Brian can continue with some details, the practical details.
Yeah, sure. Quickly, when people think about their portfolios, and I say to candidates, you have what you have. And what you should talk about is the work that you've done thus far shows design aptitude in the context of a verb, the process of design, the discovery, the problem identification, the empathy that you have for an audience or a user group, and then how you uniquely solve that problem where that becomes then transformative, right? It puts the audience or puts your user in a better place. Now, people from engineering do that kind of work in the verb sense, in the process sense. From communication, you do that work. From the medical school, you do that work. And so it's important for us to have a diverse cohort here, right? Because this is the reality that you're going to be confronted with when you go into professional practice. So you'll be able to speak to people in different disciplines and sort of find common ground. And I think that's a very important and exciting opportunity that we'll be able to provide for you in this program.
Yes, I think that's one of the key points where we have ultimately our goal is to create leaders, design leaders, and even leaders in the industry. Okay, one area that we want to touch on is the area of access to the industry. How is our program, in relation to, when we talk about professional development, how are their interaction with the industries? Maybe either one of you can take the question.
Yes,
well,
I can. Brian, go ahead.
Youngju, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I can start. As you saw in our curriculum, the integrated design studio is our core component, and that studio will be done in tight collaboration with the real industries, not just in Singapore, but in Asia Pacific and perhaps like global companies. The industry collaboration has been a core component in our Division of Industrial Design for many, many years. So our faculty members have ample experiences on stakeholder management and how to do the industry collaboration with the students. So the design problem, design brief will be given from the industries or co-created together with the students and the industries. And students will be working in groups, exploring and ideating around the brief and discovering new challenges and new opportunities and presenting their proposals to the stakeholders and also the management of the industry. So through that, process, so one project will last like about 13 weeks for one semester. and students will experience two integrated design studios throughout the year. So one semester and the first semester and the second semester. And within one studio, the students will learn how to do the stakeholder management and how to get the buy-in from the industry. And they will also pick up the skills and the expertise relevant to the professional teams. So it'll be hands-on learning by doing, but as our curriculum has designed, they will be also equipped with necessary skills and knowledge from the seminar modules. So it's a reflection by doing, but at the same time, they will have this theoretical and methodological support.
And let me zoom out just a bit and talk about the advantage that we have residing in Singapore. And Singapore is home to many, many multinational companies. And so whether they be in high-tech space, rideshare, hospitality, the airline industry, startups, a lot of these companies have a presence here in Singapore. Singapore serves as a wonderful gateway between the East and the West to the East, in part because it's English speaking. And also it's very friendly to having these organizations come in. So with that said, without naming any specific companies, we've built relationships with a lot of these organizations for two reasons. One, we are the flagship university in the country. And two, we have a very solid alumni base in which now many of those alumni are working in these organizations and working in these companies. And they're very anxious to reconnect with the division and participate in our program. So there'll be lots of exposure to organizations that will have presence in many different places around the world.
Yeah. And from our experiences from our existing programs on industry collaboration, the students' opportunities to work with industries doesn't end at their final presentation, but they also are exposed to opportunities to do the internship, like continuing their project inside the unit, like for further developing their proposal from the studio. So there are different opportunities besides the structured curriculum to work with the industries.
And because you'll be interfacing directly with these companies, you will build rapport with hiring managers. And we hope that then becomes a fast track for you to gain employment with those organizations.
Fantastic. I think that's a very beautiful wrap up. And we currently do not have any Q&As. So I suppose both our speakers have done a fantastic job in describing the master's program for this round. Maybe if that's the case, maybe as a wrap up, both of you can give sort of the hopes for this program. Yes, as a wrap up. Yeah. We start with Brian. Yeah.
As I said before, we're quite excited about this program. We want to build upon the success that we've had with our undergraduate program. We are looking forward to being rather interdisciplinary and multicultural in this program. We have a very strong core faculty that can deliver master's level work. The students that will eventually graduate from this program will be competitive and sought after. And you'll be able to work in a very dynamic and exciting environment here in Singapore at the National University of Singapore. And you can take this as far as you want to because there's so many opportunities that you can take advantage of. All right, so we're looking for, once again, not only students that are diverse and have design aptitude, but also students that are curious and students that are proactive. You'll be very successful here if you have those qualities.
Fantastic. I think the questions are now coming in. So we have one question on the idea of industry relevance and skills. So what kind of careers and roles require these skills, and what careers might not? Particularly for design and engineering. Maybe Jiang Zhou may take this question.
Sure. Yeah, what are the kind of careers and roles that require these skills? Okay. I'm not sure you have heard about this skills future in design area published by Singapore government. Maybe that can be a good reference to kind of refer to a few careers and roles. So the careers roles that we want to place our students in are definitely around this area: strategic designers, design researchers, service designers, and experience designers. But from the organization in organization terms, now many IT companies and many companies call those roles as also nowadays product designers, project managers. The product designers here don't necessarily mean the designing the physical product, but product designers are more like the manager or the strategic designer that manages the team for design project and who is responsible from end-to-end process for a new development project. So that's sort of a managerial strategic role, career, are precisely what we are targeting. And there is also the, in interaction design and design for technology, there is also this career called creative technologist. So those, the interaction designers or technology experts who will be working in organizations to propose the new application areas using emerging technologies.
Let me add that there's also preparation for roles that have not yet been defined. What we're looking for is eventually people that are very good at connecting the dots. People are very good at saying, okay, here's engineering over here. I see what they're doing. Here's marketing and communication. I see what they're doing. Let me be the facilitator that brings those elements of expertise so we can solve problems more holistically. Because of course, one of the challenges that organizations are so compartmentalized, it's not entirely as efficient as it should be. And so that's one of the predictions that we have. And again, it's more kind of higher level kinds of roles that we anticipate people emanating from this program.
And then leading on to that, there was one question about how do we decide which industry partners our students collaborate and work with?
How do I decide, or how do we decide? All right, so that's a little complicated. So it's a little bit of math problem. I shouldn't say problem. All right, so we'll look at our entire cohort, and let's hypothetically say we accept 20 students. And then we'll look at how many collaborators that we can sign on board. Let's say there's 5. That would mean that I will send a cohort of 4 students to each of those 5 organizations. All right, and I'll try to align it to any particular interest the student has expressed in their statement of intent. All right, so if they've expressed an issue around a concern for healthcare, or they're interested in startup, all right, I'll try to do that. I hope it's going to be as neat as that, but sometimes things are unpredictable. But remember, in professional practice, we don't always get to pick.
It's a very good quote. So, okay, one question by Isaac. He asked about whether there's a thesis component or final project component, and how much time do we spend?
The project, as I said, don't think about this. See, this is kind of the mindset of undergraduate education, right? You go through all of these courses, first year, second year, third year, then in fourth year, you do a final project. What you will be doing is one comprehensive year-long project. And the deliverable will be different in every situation, right? So you could be at one organization and the outcome is going to be some service entity, and that might just talk about a plan. You might be at a high-tech organization and there might be some user experience component and maybe the development of a prototype. So not every student, but groups of students will have unique experiences. And then what we, of course, expect to do is bring all of those experiences together to do a knowledge share more broad-based in terms of we did this and the other cluster did this and the other cluster did this. So we're actually learning also from the success of our student colleagues in those other organizations.
Okay, great. Okay, we have the two questions now. One is about the idea of advantages when joining our module as compared to working full-time, and another question was about should someone work full-time in an industry before embarking on this program? Yeah. So
let me take the first question.
okay.
What competitive advantage would your course provide as compared to a year working full-time in a consulting firm? Your master's degree. Your master's degree will stay with you for the rest of your career. You won't get a master's degree working at a consulting firm. You'll get some good experience, you'll get networked, but you will not have that higher level credential.
Yeah, and the second question regarding how long before a student can join our program? Can they join immediately after undergraduate, or should they work full-time? Yeah. Maybe Young Jo, you can answer.
Well, I think it's but maybe different people have different perspectives, and I don't know, it's not easy for me to choose one because it really depends on the student, the future plan and their career plan and their situations. But I see the kind of benefits from both like path, you know. So those who worked in the industry and coming to this joining this program will have some understanding of how industry actually works. You know, then so through this 1-year program, they can actually make sense of what they have done, and they might have a more focused or targeted lens on what skills to take up, and like what should be then the future trajectory that they want to build. Yeah, but and those the students who are joining right after their graduation, then of course they will get their master's degree as early as possible. And after having the degree, the job opportunities given to them will be they will have more choices. You know, they have more choices and also more exciting choices. You know, as the kind of first job. So there are really the benefits in different ways. And what we want to see in the dynamics of our students in the future is actually both of them, you know, so that those who have industry experience can bring their knowledge and experiences of what it's like in industry, and the students who just graduated can still bring the very fresh perspectives. So we hope those students can work together and create a good synergy.
Yeah, and Timothy's second question: how many years have this master's program been running? This will be the first. So if you join us, you'll be an inaugural batch, and you're under the helm of a very great leadership. Yeah.
I want to handle that. I want to handle that question.
Okay, sure.
Thank you, Timothy. As Fauzi said, August 2024 will be our first cohort of students. To give you some background, I was the graduate studies coordinator at the largest public research university in the United States for 8 years. Jung Ju did her advanced degree study at Aalto University in the Netherlands. Finland, excuse me. And our other coordinator did his advanced degree study at University of Colorado, Boulder, Colorado. The point with that is that we have seen how other advanced degree programs operate. And we brought all of that knowledge together to then develop a program that we feel very, very good about that can compete with all of these other programs. So just because this is our first year, by no means says this is a novice program, so to speak. We will hit the ground running, and it'll be a very good experience. Oh, okay. More questions. Here they come.
Okay, so fantastic. So the question about NUS working towards the recognition of the Masters of Design degree.
Like this world recognition of our program is definitely what we are aiming, So we want this program to be really the signature, the like top Asia Pacific the MDes program in our region and in our context. So that's our aim. So of course the students' work, the output will be the important component for building that recognition. So all our faculty members and our collaborators will be working towards that. And for also international recognition and the networking, definitely we are looking the possibilities for collaborating with other global universities, and we are actually being approached by renowned universities for perhaps joint programs and joint projects regularly. So that will be possibility.
Great. Thank you
And
so
our
much.
university provost is one of the biggest supporters of this program. And you have to understand the provost gives oversight to the entire academic mission of the university. That's lots and lots of programs. And he is fully aware of this program. And in fact, it was at his recommendation that we confer an MDes degree and not potentially an MA degree or an MFA degree. So we have strong support from upper administration to do our thing.
And when we have support, we have success. Thank you
Yes.
everyone for joining us. As a wrap up, some of the keywords that I've take away with myself from our wonderful speakers is design as a verb. We have collaboration, industry collaboration, professional development. We are applying knowledge beyond theory, and you have what you have in terms of your portfolio. And ultimately, Singapore as a gateway to the East and West, and master's degree will stay with you for the rest of your life. Thank you for joining us this Saturday afternoon. And if you do have any other questions, do just type it in or even visit our website to find out more, and drop us an email if you have any other queries. Have a beautiful Saturday, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.